All right. Hello. Good morning, good evening, and good night. I hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic because today we're going to be talking about YMAG. So we're doing the same kind of video style as yesterday where we were looking at Ymax's personal income, how much Ymax would generate with each and every dividend paid out starting with a $20,000 investment. Well, today we're doing the same thing with YMAG. So if you guys did enjoy that video, we're going to get into it here going with $20,000 for YMAG. I have all the dividends up once again. Actually, YMAG, ULTY, and Ymax all declared dividends today, with Ymax being 17 cents, YMAG being the biggest weekly payer at 22 cents, and then ULTY at 82 cents. So that's something kind of interesting to see here. We can see YMAG up a little bit on the day, but what we're going to do is we're basically going to be taking the certain share price points that correlate to each dividend paid out by YMAG, and we're going to be looking at that on the Excel sheet. So if that does sound good, please do remember to subscribe. We're currently up to 5,767 subscribers, 339 subscribers in the past 28 days. Awesome. Thank you very much, guys, to everyone who subscribed. This is more than enough, but I can't say how grateful I am. Thank you. So cool. Let's just go over one kind of calculation here just to show that everything is cool. So we have here April 16th, which is YMAG share price should be $20.27. So we go to YMAG, April 16th, boom, we have $20.27 as listed here on the kind of share price thing here. Now what we'll go to here is July 16th. What I want to see is their dividend. So we go to July, February, March, April, May, June, July, $63.65. Let's just make sure everything is okay. $63.65. So as you can see, everything here kind of lines up in terms of their dividends versus their share price. Now let's do some calculations. And today's video is going to be a lot faster than the video yesterday, just simply because I'm going to do one calculation and it's going to show everything here. So I will go like this. I will take the shares, I will multiply it by the dividend, I'm going to divide by the share price, and I'm going to add the previous total shares. Oh, we got to add this one here. Awesome. Let's see what's going on here. Beauty. Awesome. Cool. So what I'm going to do is kind of differentiating from yesterday's video where I went through each one. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go through each one, but I have all the numbers listed here for you right off the bat. So with a $20,000 investment into YMAG, you're looking at a starting share price at about $19.49. When I went all the way back to the max, you can see here is about January 30th, which I put the 31st, which was $19.49. So when we do that, $20,000 divided by 1949, we get about 1,026 shares. In terms of total income, we just put 0 because there's no dividends paid out. That's our value of $20,000. Cool. So next, in February, we see a dividend of 43 cents at a share price of $20.46. Reinvested, it looks like we get about 21 shares, and we're up to $451 in terms of income. At this point, we've made about $1,437. Cool. Now we reinvest that into the next month and include the next month's dividend, which jumped up to 59 cents. You can see here that we gained 30 shares, and our income, because of this jump here of about, it looks like 16 cents, we increased our dividend by almost $200, almost about 180 bucks. Next, we go into our April dividend, which we've seen the dividend increase once again. So you could see our shares increase once again. It looks like from this marker to this marker here, we increased about 33 shares. Once again, increasing our monthly income. And if we look at this trend, we really increase our monthly income all the way up until June. You can see our dividends were increasing for YMAG, and our share price stayed above $20, stayed above the IPO all the way up until July, which is fantastic. And if you guys aren't aware, YMAG, which I'm sure you guys are aware, they invest in the Magnificent Seven, which are Apple, Amazon, Google, Facebook. You have Microsoft, Nvidia, and Tesla. And these are not investing directly in the companies. They have no interest in the underlying companies. What they do is they simply invest in the Yieldmax versions, the Yieldmax ETFs, which are TSLA, AMZN, Apple, Google, and what they do is they're invested in the share price returns of each stock. So how much the share price moves. And of course, if it moves to the upside, that's what we all want because all YMAG ETFs are bullish. Cool. Now that we got that out of the way, now we continue here. So we stopped at this $800 in terms of monthly income. From this point, just investing $20,000, we started with 1,026 shares. Well, in about 6 months or so, we've already gained about 200 shares, just under 200 shares, just from reinvesting. And we're earning about $775 in terms of monthly income. You could see here on August 13th, this one right here, the dividend shrinks down to 57 cents. So does the share price. Notice how when the share price dips down, so does the dividend. So we still earn about almost 40 shares, 37 shares, and we still earn about $722 in terms of monthly income, which is fantastic. But then September here, we go to weekly dividends. And the cool thing here is from September 18th all the way to October 16th, this is roughly about a month. What I want to do here is I want to add up all of these dividends because from September 18th to September 16th, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a 1 month of complete dividends from weekly dividends. So let's see exactly how much we're receiving in a month now because of these dividends. So what I'll do is I'll go sum in brackets, and then I'm going to take all these weekly dividends. Boom. So $1,300. You could see here from September 18th, we got a $250 dividend, which was 19 cents. At 17 cents, we got a $217 dividend. But keep in mind, we're reinvesting slowly every single month. This is not adding any more than our $20,000 investment. This is simply just reinvesting. Now, we got a 16-cent dividend, which gave us $211. A 28-cent dividend, which gave us $369. See that huge increase, not only because we're increasing our shares, because that dividend increase was looks almost like 50%. And then you see here 22 cents back to $300. In total, we're looking at about $1,300. So you're comparing before we had weekly dividends to $700, $800 at the max, at the high. Compared to now, we're receiving $1,300 a month because YMAG has gone weekly and it's currently paying out some higher dividends. So that is very cool to see. Now, let's kind of look into it a little bit because we invested $20,000 and we reinvested the entire way. Well, look at this. We end off with $24,657. But it looks like if we did not reinvest, we would have about $24,974. So we'd have more than if we reinvested. So what's the deal with that? Well, this is because we're simply taking our dividends and we're just adding it to, you could see here, our total shares times the last share price, which is today's share price actually at $18.71 roughly. And then we're adding all of these dividends. But the thing is with that is now you're only getting this dividend, this 22-cent dividend on 126 shares, which let's see exactly how much this is. I'm just going to go equals here. We're going to go like this, and we're going to multiply it by this 22 cents. Boom. That's $232 versus now we have 323 shares. We're multiplying it by our 2261. Bang. So we're receiving roughly $30 more every single every single week, which times by 5, you're looking at $150 more every single month. So there is that kind of other side to it. Okay, cool. So we have $20,000. Why don't we bump that up to $40,000? Whoa. We went to 400. We went really quick. So at $40,000, you see here that we actually end off with about a $50,000 total kind of not investment because we only invested $40,000. We end off, this is our total return here. So we're looking at about 20%. And you can see here, when we invest $40,000, our shares double and our compounding really speeds up a lot faster because we have a lot more money that we're playing with. We see with a $40,000 investment, you're earning about, it looks like $1,600. $1,600 as your max, but now that we've gone to weekly dividends, we are actually at $2,696, which is over our $2,000 personal goal. what I want to do here is I just want to see how much YMAG would produce. Maybe $30,000. Would it be at? Yeah, so look at this. $30,000 invested in YMAG would produce us our $2,000 monthly goal, monthly income goal. So that is something very interesting to see. Now, as promised in this video, $50,000 to surpass your full-time job. Would $3,370 American surpass your full-time job? I don't know. I guess it's up for you to decide, but I think that is a great side income. Imagine you're making $4,000 from your job every single month, and then you have an extra $3,000 coming in every single month, which you could either take out to pay for living expenses, or what you could do is you could reinvest into more shares, or you could buy other ETFs, you could buy anything. You could buy XDTE, Roundhill Investments, anything like that. That is the power of dividend investing. Now what I want to show you here is, let's go to another random market. Let's do $80,000. So if you had $80,000 invested in, it looks like your biggest month would be June 13th when they paid out the 67-cent dividend. You're looking at $3,200 in monthly income, but then when we switch to weekly income, $5,000, an $80,000 investment transitions into $5,393. That is insane. At that point, you could definitely look to diversify. I'd probably be buying a lot of SCHD and other long-term, very long-term growing ETFs, because you have a lot of monthly income where you could use at your disposal to push into other assets. And a lot of people, what they do is, when looking at YMAG and looking at Yieldmax ETFs, they actually use margin, which I'm using margin on ULTY. Just because the dividend is so high, you're able to pay down your margin debt, and then you're able to reinvest a little bit faster with more shares. So I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you guys did, please do remember to like. We're currently up to 5,767 subscribers. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I have a lot of fun doing these videos where I take all the dividends from each Yieldmax ETF, and then I see exactly how much they produce in terms of monthly income from whatever investments. Even if, let's say, you have $1,000 investment, I just want to do a super small one here. If you have $1,000 invested, $1,000 could earn you potentially $67 every single month. And it doesn't take a huge investment, even a $5,000 investment. If you were to work for a couple months, you could invest potentially $5,000 and earn yourself about $337 every single month. Of course, it's not free money, because look at the share price over time. The share price is going down. But as certain stocks kind of appreciate over time, I think when you're looking at Apple, Amazon, Google, Facebook, even Tesla, even though Tesla's volatile, I think over the long term, we can see YMAG as hopefully a stable and long-term investment, because you know what? A lot of these underlying companies are very strong. I don't believe they're going anywhere. And so definitely one to look into if you're potentially looking to go long-term with some higher yielding ETFs. So if you guys enjoyed this video, you guys know what to do. I hope you guys do take care, and I hope to see you guys in the next video.